Let me do one thing real quick. I'm gonna share this because I want a couple of certain people to hear this, to get in their ear about this or whatever. We need more like what just happened with Jay-Z coming back to the city. I'm gonna give you this quick little preview real quick, right? So, as many of y'all know, I'm an artist as well. Like I know most of y'all know me from blogging. A lot of new people know me from blogging. Let me put it that way. But I've sold music. I've worked with some of the best in the industry, but my lineage come from Bad Boy Entertainment, as most people like it, don't like it, whatever the case may be. I started at a BMG music, Bertles Music Group a long time ago. And so I remember at that time, right, New York had a different feel to it. New York was like very still artistic. New York was still like very, it had a groove to it, it had a pace to it, it had something that you felt when you came outside. And like when you felt it, it wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, I'm trying to say this to be as natural as I can. It wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts. That's what it was. This was New York. And so, by the time the pandemic had been over and ceased with and everything and got back into motion, a lot of that was lost before the pandemic. And including that, just before even the pandemic, there was a lot of companies that had started, and a lot of y'all don't know this, but I'll put y'all onto it. A lot of these companies, like for example, I'll give you a perfect example. I was trying to get up at Revolt TV, right? And Revolt TV at the time, we broke them. I was along with that. I was everything. When they broke them, that was at the Time Warner building, right? And so Time Warner, the reason because of this, because Time Warner was a distributor. Meaning they were the digital distributor for all their formats of content or whatever the case may be. But what happened was AT&T came on there and acquired Time Warner in a petition or either or they had major leverage anyway it goes. But anyway, they came in, and what happened was they moved Revolt to California. Now, Revolt had used to be right here in New York City prior to the pandemic. So a lot, not just that business, but a lot of different record companies. Like I'm standing up here right now, y'all see where I'm at, and this is why I came up here, because of Jay. You know what I mean? This is what Jay, before Rock Nation, everything else, this is what Jay was at right here in this building. It used to be a different building before this, but this building right here. And so I want you to see the connection, and this is the same thing, Time Warner. You know what I mean? So just make the connection, you understand what I'm talking about. It wasn't just that record company. It was a couple of different subsidiary record companies that fell under. It was a whole bunch of people that just didn't see the light of day anymore. And some of these people were at their pivot. Like they were at the top of their game before the pandemic happened. So the pandemic, it shut down New York so much for business that now often you go around just this whole square where I'm at right now. Most of these buildings is empty when they once before was full. So this will make you understand the scope of it. So that's why I said I'm glad Jay came back to New York. I'm glad the Knicks won, regardless of all the confusion. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all it's summertime. Them niggas coming out. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you're from the town, and I don't mean that in a braggadocious way of supporting that type of behavior. I mean it's New York. You know, it is what it is. But regardless, outside of all that, I'm glad that they won. That brought a lot of momentum back to the city. Another thing that struck a chord with the whole entire international community right now is Jay and this 3-day concert. And we need some more of that here. We need maybe Fat Joe. You know, like I remember when they had the 50th anniversary of hip hop, I covered that here on this channel. And when they had that, that was my first time ever seeing Pete Rock and CL Smooth perform. That was my first time seeing Public Enemy ever perform. All of them. And they all come out the same branch, Def Jam right here. So it meant a lot to me that not only finally see those people after working in the music industry for so long. I had never met any of those people. I had never met Public Enemy. I had never met a lot of people. And so to this day, Nas is the one that when I was rapping, I still rap here and there, but I'm more so singing. Or even Nas, he was the one that, I was actually at a video shoot with Nas this was at the time, this was up at Exit for, what was it? Notorious by B.I.G. Notorious, though. It had Lil C's, Kim in it or whatever. That scene is filmed at Exit Club Exit. It used to be owned by this guy named Peter Gatien. They deported him though. He was what was he? Canadian. That's what he was. He was Canadian. But at the time, he owned all the high-level clubs out here. You know what I'm saying? Like Speed, Exit, all these clubs or whatever had co-ed bathrooms. It was real wild. So anyway, long story short, let me put this to you real quick. Not since the pandemic has been over has the business really come back to New York as far as the record industry. There's other different things too. A lot of people started finding different other ways to motivate themselves during the pandemic because they were isolated in most states So they started finding different ways to promote their music, push their music, and everything else. And some people went further. You understand? And so I shout out to that. But I don't think that you want to lose the dynamic. And see, this is my thing. As long as you got some type of touch on, like, even if it's just the minimum, a subsidiary record group, and that subsidiary record group is digital. It's got a digital format, digital LLC, or whatever the case may be, however you do it in your state. But if it has that, you got a tax code. The thing is, I would keep that. I wouldn't just go independent and all that, because what happens with independence, you got to be real good. Hold on one second. Give me a second, y'all. If you're doing independent, you got to be real good at your bookkeeping skills. You understand what I'm saying? You got to have a real good CPA that's up on things. You're going to have to pay him. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a couple of things you're going to have to do as far as, like, if you wanted to sell independent sales, because sooner or later they're going to ask you to get QR codes. They're going to have, trust me, you do over, I say in the United States right now, you do over 70,000, they coming after you. You understand what I'm saying? You can survive under 70,000 if you're selling physical entities. Like, a lot of people still doing that, like selling records. That's the thing that's come back. A lot of people are now trying to get companies that still print up cassettes over in China, places like this, or whatever. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, get a repress of Raekwon's Purple Tape or something like that. You know what I mean? It's more value to some people. They ain't get a chance to enjoy it like that. But I hope that Jay comes back to the city. I mean, I don't mean come back to the city, you know what I mean, but I'm glad Jay came back to the city. I'm enticing a lot of the rest of y'all rappers, come back here. We need y'all here right now. There's a lot of motherfuckers y'all left here that still needed jobs and stuff like that. Me included, you know what I'm saying? Me included. But I've enjoyed this little time that I've had by myself, out without a record company and all that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Without a record company, you're able to do something that normally you wouldn't have had to do in any other situation. You know what that is? It's this right here. Without a record company, I don't mean like without a record company, I mean like I ain't at the office day to day no more. I ain't going on trips here and there no more. Like, that ain't what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? We will be, but right now that ain't what's happening right now. And those still my comrades. I love every last one of them, but they pissed me off with something, so I just had to act like an asshole. But anyway, y'all know me. Anyway, long story short, and I love you. Long story short here, though, a lot of these companies and this artists, if y'all come back here, get out of Miami for a minute, get out of Calabasas for a minute. I'm hoping I'm hoping this is the beginning of a strain of things that's going to happen, because, I mean, whether you like him or don't like him, Puff's about to have one of the biggest come-homers that you ain't ever seen in your life. Please believe that. You understand what I'm saying? Puff coming home in style, I'm trying to tell you. You know what I mean? And with fruitful lawsuits. So you better watch out. You talking a little bunch of shit with that trap going on. That's what I'm saying. Somebody told me, but I can't stay with this. But anyway, long story short, though, I'm just saying, I was so glad to see not only Jay and them come back here. Rihanna, I'm glad to see you on stage again. You understand what I'm saying? She said I was rusty. I don't know if y'all caught that clip or not. She said I'm rusty. We all rusty. I ain't performed in 3 years, really. Like perform. I still got my moves, everything like that, but I ain't performed in 3 years. But the difference between me is I practice every day. Sometimes, like in her case, she's a billionaire now, I think, Rihanna is, off a cosmetic line and all that, the 50 stuff. Shout out to her for that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to A$AP Rocky, that's from right here in the New York City Tri-State, Harlem. What's going on East Side? Y'all say something to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, people are still selling, I see you wrote that comment, people are still selling LPs, G. Like Ja Rule the Damage, I don't know if y'all remember him back in the day. He's still selling LPs and he's printing up CDs. A lot of people are doing that because you got to understand, it's a piece of, I like to call it a vehicle, because that's what it's always been called. It's a piece of a vehicle that many people didn't get to enjoy. You understand what I'm saying? Because it moves so fast. Like I can say for myself, when I started after a couple blocks from here, 1540 Broadway, that's the Bertelsmann building, right? And in that building, just to give you an example, I worked in the same building that Random House Publishing was in. Clive Davis was 2 floors up. God bless his soul. He was the one that gave Puff the distribution deal. So that's why we were in the building. But at the time, it was Bertelsmann Music Group, the German conglomerate. So they have international labels. Like they'll have BMG Spain, BMG Germany, BMG here, there. Latin America specifically is a heavy market down there. So long story short, that's where I started out at. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen how all these different, this right here, Universal is one of the few that's still surviving. Them, Sony, a couple other ones, but We definitely need the momentum back here, bring people back here to the city, to the tri-state area, period. You know what I mean? Let them know about Jersey. Let them know about out where I live in Connecticut. Like, let them know, you know? We could all use the fucking economy here, because God knows rent's too fucking high in the tri-state. Used to be you could go over here and escape. Nah, no, ain't no more of that shit. Ain't no more of that. What's going on, man? Old Label LLP. So real quick, I just want to say this. Give me a second. I got this listening passing and all that. I just wanted to say real quick, I appreciate Jay-Z once again coming back to the town. I appreciate just the momentum of the city being up as it may be again. I'm happy to see people out here striving and surviving and celebrating. And then regardless if 10,000 people did show up. You know, somebody wrote my comments. They said on the same video, right, where you see Jay-Z and it's all these people. Y'all don't understand how big Yankee Stadium is for real. That's the thing. It's hard to make people understand that unless they've been in a baseball ring before. But Yankee Stadium, they tore that. They was getting ready to tear down that one. They tore down the Mets Stadium. And that one's big now. But I don't think it's the same size as Yankee Stadium. I think it's like, a part two, it's nicer. Bobby, who gives a fuck about the Mets? No offense, don't start no shit with me. Don't write me no fucking comments. Damn, you said something about the Mets. Fuck them. I'm sorry. Shout out to the Mets. What'd you say there? Singers are important. I appreciate that. Yeah, singers are important. That's why I started singing. I've been sitting, well, I ain't gonna say where, but I've been just practicing for like shit. Probably like the past 3.5 hours. I practice every day like I did when I was rapping. When I was rapping, I practice every fucking moment on the dot. I don't care where the fuck I'm at. I'm going to get some coffee. Let's rap. I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get groceries. I'm humming some shit while I'm in the grocery store. I'm always at work when it comes to this crap of singing or rapping. I can write songs in both octaves, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. What's going on, Bobby? Bobby BK in the chat, man. Ain't nothing, man. We up here. We had to come into town to celebrate Jay-Z. That's all. We just celebrating. You know what I'm saying? The city got to win. The tri-state got to win as well. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. You know, I don't live in New York no more, but I live like a stone drop away in Connecticut. Like I live in the most southern part of the state. And so for me, it's like, this is still where I'm at. I'm moving around. This is where my friends are. This is where people I go to see. This is where I can go to somebody's house and use the bathroom. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, man, it's a little bit different. You know, I ain't gonna say what night I was out there, but I was out there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad everything turned out the way it did. And everybody got inside the building safely. I think we need to commend Jay-Z for that. I think, you know, Yankee Stadium, they definitely had that. But this has happened a million times. You know, like a couple people try to point it out and superimpose, and that's what usually goes on nowadays. You know, people like to superimpose terms like, oh my God, it's black fatigue. But yet and still, I ain't said shit to you. You said something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like for some people, I don't know what it is. Like, as successful as I've been in the past, I've worked at 3 major record labels. You understand what I'm saying? You can never take that off my resume, no matter how much you want to hate. BMG, Interscope, and motherfucking Arista Records. Every last one of them was our distributor. And that's what goes on my resume. Biatch. You heard? So unless you can compete with that, it is what it is. Some people try to reduce that down or whatever, and they don't understand why I stand on that like that. The reason I stand on it like that, is this your first time here with me? I smoke on camera. I curse sometimes, and please don't ever forget this, right? I come from the music industry. I'm not a vlogger. I'm a musician. All right, so I curse on camera. If this is your first time here, I curse on camera. This was repeat it with me. I curse on camera sometimes, and this is what you're getting here. All right, so if that offends you, this ain't the fucking channel that you need to be at. All right, and I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? But I hate when people put me in this. You know, a lot of these vloggers, let me just say this real quick. A lot of these vloggers took the opportunity of what happened on Sunday or whatever and try to superimpose it or whatever. And I can't stand when people superimpose little minimalist things that happen, but then they don't want to point to their own shit. Like, I'll give you a case, an example. That Chud the Builder motherfucker, he's facing like 52 years. Now, you can't yell at me and say black fatigue, but this motherfucker's running around taunting people and then shooting a U.S. veteran. I want to emphasize that because I got a military family. A U.S. veteran. And nobody raised an eyebrow except for Clark County. Shout out to Clark County, Alabama. Sometimes it's just good goddamn police work. Sometimes it's just good goddamn police work. fuck Chud the Builder. And I'll say that to the day I die. If I offended anybody who's in the chat to support him, this is not the place for you. I don't like him. I don't like Jack Lang because, see, their strategy is different. When you pick a strategy, you're going and you're taunting people, and then when they react to you, you turn around and you shoot at them, or you try to attack them, or you try to jump them, or something like that. I find that that's old clan techniques. You understand what I'm saying? That's really what it is. And I'm gonna put up some information about old Jack Lang there that I found out that somebody sent over to me about this motherfucker that I found quite interesting. You know, a lot of people be out here telling porgy pies and lies. You know that? Like a lot of motherfuckers be telling porgy pies and lies. Jack Lang, you told some porgy pies and lies, my friend. I saw this other guy too. I just seen him. You know, a lot of people are getting familiar with saying certain things to certain people. I want to emphasize something to you. And I'm not trying to take the conversation, but you got to understand, especially if you come here and visit New York. New York is not Alabama. We are not Mississippi. We are not Idaho. We are not fucking Missouri. We are none of that shit that you're used to where your town, motherfuckers, if the Klan march through this motherfucker, you have every borough out here ready to stomp the shit out of them. But I've seen them march openly in Ohio, and I saw the Huey P. Gun Club run them the fuck up out of there. I just watched this recently where Jack Lang got his ass whooped again out of California. Salute out to fucking California. I appreciate y'all doing y'all motherfucking due diligence. Y'all call up Tariq Nasheed and tell that nigga I sent y'all over there. All them niggas over there beating them niggas up over there with Jack Lang, go get Tariq Nasheed and tell him I sent you over there. And I mean that with love. Let me tell you something, man. I've watched now the city bounce back from this Knicks win. I love it. I want to see it again. There's 3 days that Jay was here. I love it. I want to see it again. And I want to see more of these New York artists come back to New York. It's enough time living in Miami. You got time. Some of you fuckers ain't nothing but 40-something, 50-something years old. You're still young. It's enough time right now because Jay took the stage and he's 56. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let these motherfuckers joke you out of your life. I tell people that all the time. I spent 17 years around the music industry. You know what motherfuckers told me? They said, oh, that shit ain't gonna happen. I made that shit happen in a month and a half. A month and a half. I was with a record label in a month and a half. And you can be anything you want to do too if you want to do it. So don't let nobody tell you. You got to watch motherfuckers to be around you because they'll persuade you to do certain things. And that really happens with a lot of people that get rich. They get the wrong people around them. The wrong people they persuade. I've lived this life. I know what I'm talking about. They get the wrong people around them. And what happens is, this is how you start getting the cocaine problems. This is how you start doing, what's that shit Puff was fucking with, the Tucci Coochie. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck with that shit when you get home, I swear to God, we're going to jump your ass. On my mama. You understand what I'm saying? Borough shit, Harlem shit, Mount Vernon. We gonna jump. I hear about Puff doing some Tucci Coochie and he come to fuck on. I'm bringing some boys over there. We go jump. You're gonna have to shoot at. Anyway. A lot of motherfuckers do crazy things when they on drugs. We had a whole period. I suggest any of y'all sitting around with y'all conservative, because you know what? I gotta say this. That's another reason I'm glad Jay came back to the city, because we got this thing here where, all right, so listen, traditionally, like my state, right? Connecticut. I'm gonna use Connecticut, for example, first, and I'm gonna use the rest of the tri-state. But for my state of Connecticut, it has always been traditionally liberal, all right? You fast forward, New York's pretty much been the same, even though it's the New England states versus the Dutch colony state. You pulling out of Jersey, they're definitely liberal, and fucked up liberal at that. Now, there ain't nothing particularly wrong with liberals, because Joseph Lieberman, he's done some great things, God bless his heart. Richard Blumenthal, God bless his heart. You understand what I'm saying? He's done some great things like come in and infiltrate Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So some of the shit they were doing. There was a girl that just won a $11 million lawsuit against YouTube. I don't know why nobody's talking about it. I mean, that's the only thing you gotta do really just nowadays, is go up there and be like, and I got a cat. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. The only thing I'm saying to you guys is this right here, right? There's been this flow that's coming to the city from people from other places, and it's not a positive flow. It's like this ultra, and that's why I said I'm glad the Knicks won. I'm glad Jay-Z. I'm talking about all this. There's been this flow that came to the city, and I ain't like it because I ain't never witnessed it before. Well, people just get familiar. We got people up here cracking jokes at people, you know, for the TikToks and all that. We got people up here that ain't really part of the culture. really don't want to simulate the culture of New York or whatever. You got other people here that literally just here to start problems. And it's deduced a lot of people from visiting here. They got a lot of people that are here that have got mental problems or whatever the case may be. What we want to do is we need to bring money into the city so they can cure some of these problems, you know? And I think the city of New York specifically, please stop putting money into fucking new turnstiles. Y'all should have fucked a new turnstile. Y'all could have kept the Metro car for like 4 more years, man. We would have been all right. You understand what I'm saying? Like straight up. We've been using it all this time. What's the difference? You understand what I'm saying? A lot of money that should have been allocated to people that were like mentally ill and stuff like that or whatever, instead went to like kiosks for fucking the train. And I was just like, yo, that shit is stupid. Why would you do that right now? So a lot of things have been lost here. So that's what I'm saying. This the whole feel of New York City tri-state has changed significantly. And if you've been here or you came here, whatever, not too far from here was the last place I saw Corey Holcomb perform. It was at Caroline's Comedy Club. You understand? So that's closed now. You know what I mean? Caroline's Comedy Club, just to give you a scope, Tracy Morgan, all those people came through there. Leslie Jones, all of them came through, you know, and that's gone. So there's a lot of staples here in New York City tri-state that are now gone. That many of us remember from a long time ago, or whatever, and it's terrible. You know, it's terrible. So I want to incentivize a lot of other art outside of Jay-Z. Come in, spend a little paper where it ain't, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Come put a couple dollars in some people's pockets. And one thing I gotta say, if I was anything about Jay-Z's thing, it wouldn't be the thing about the people that kept themselves calm and kept themselves collect right there in motherfucking the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. I appreciate every last one of y'all where nobody shooting, and nobody fight, with no real problems or whatever. There's a couple bitches out there. Oh shit, bitch, I know you ain't touched my wig. Oh shit, bitch, where you get them shoes at? You know, 15 minutes later. But the point is, Jada Kid slap. The point is, there wasn't no incidents right there in the Bronx, and I want to commend everybody that was out there. Ain't nobody get beat up, or nobody stomped out, or whatever. And I want to appreciate every last one of y'all kept y'all cool. Like 10,000 people, you don't think it's a lot of people, but I trust me like this. We've been around crowds with 20,000, 30,000 people with Bad Boy. So like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a swarm of people. That's why somebody wrote a comment, and they were like, "Yo, who's still listening to Jay-Z?" Evidently a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So stop hating the hate, man. To y'all, it don't mean nothing to y'all, but to us up here, it means the world. You understand what I'm saying? We need this type of energy to come back here to New York City, bring ticket sales or whatever, however much he charged for whatever. It's Yankee Stadium. I'm pretty sure it cost him a whole lot of money to get it out. I mean, he might have had some connections with the NFL and everything like that. I mean, because if you take the Yankees, I think the same manager for the Yankees is if I might be wrong, but I think the same manager for the Yankees is the same thing for LA. Last time I checked, I might be wrong about that now, but last time I checked it was anyway. We need people like Jay and a couple other people coming back here. So for all you artists, y'all ain't got to do it this summer. You know what I'm saying? But if I had any criticization of, because I guess that's the thing to do over here, right? If I had any criticizing to do, I would do this. I think that Jay, God damn, bro. I think Jay, I'm sorry, y'all, this fine ass girl just walked past me. I think Jay-Z, he needs to come back and do one free joint. I think that will make the difference. This is my thing. I didn't realize, like, you gotta understand, the time period I come from, you can still get tickets for like $80, $140. That shit now is on the second balcony. You know what I'm saying? That shit is on the second balcony. You want to sit at the do it big seats? The do it big seats gonna cost you anywhere between $800 to $1,600 if you want to do it big. You know what I'm saying? These to do it big seats. You know what I'm saying? We got a concession stand in the do it big area. You know, shit like that. Really, this minuscule shit that they try to make it super implode on you, make it look like it's bigger than what it is. Trust me. I done stayed at the Cleveland W, all that shit. I be laughing at motherfuckers be talking that shit to me. I was a Hilton Rewards member, motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. Yo, that shit used to be funny because I'm me. I'm still me. I don't give a shit. So I used to walk into these places or whatever. It used to be fucking hilarious to me because like it would be people in there and they would be having the hiccups. I wasn't having the hiccup. They would have the hiccup. I didn't have no hiccups. Shit paid for already. Boom. Only thing I need is my key. That's it. I don't need nothing else. I paid for that shit online, B. That's what I'm saying. I used to see motherfuckers come in there and have a fit, be sitting in the fucking lounge for 35 hours, pissed off. I'm telling you the truth. So, as somebody that come from that life and that lifestyle, or whatever, at one time, I tell a lot of people a couple of things. One, you gotta be knowledgeable what's going on here in the New York City tri-state. A lot of people are poor here, Jay. A lot of people are poor. And it would have been I know it would have been a world to a lot of them people if they would have got to see. So if I say anything, I would say that to Jay-Z. I think the only thing, and this is my only criticizing of it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Don't go anywhere, all right? This would be my only criticizing of anything, would be that I think you should do one concert for free in the future or whatever, for the Bronx. There's a lot of people over there in the Bronx, and maybe Brooklyn too. That would be beautiful. Just do something outside, quick pop up that like he was doing the shops or something. But I think niggas would really feel inspired if they saw you. You know what I'm saying? And let's not get it wrong, man. Everybody got a birthday. Me too. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting older. Can we still do it? Yeah. But it's just like these crowds, I don't know, like the average ticket sales anyway dwindling just because of that very fact what I just sat there and told y'all. Like, I remember when tickets could be like had for like $130, $140, tops $180. Now you got ticket agents and they're trying to, and they got like 6 or 7 fucking fees over top of it. So you'll pay for the ticket and they'll act like they're giving you a discount, but really they deducting that money and it's adding in the fees on top of it. So here's a sit down fee. Matter of fact, look, here's you want a soda later on fee. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nigga, you want to use the bathroom? That's going to be extra. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to sit near the bathroom? That's going to be double extra. Like, they be having all kinds of little shit. You know what I'm saying? To try to get you to, slide in with them or whatever. But so, I would just say, man, Jay, come in, do a show. You know what I'm saying? For free. You sold out fucking. I want you to look up, if you don't know, I want you to go look up how many seats Yankee Stadium holds. And come back and tell me what you found. Go see how many seats Yankee Stadium hold. And somebody had the audacity to write on there about Jay God. They was talking about, who water still here, Jay-Z? Evidently a whole bunch of motherfuckers, bitch. They showed up 3 nights in a row and filled out where the fucking teams couldn't even fill out. What are we talking about here? See, I don't like chit-chat, tit-tat. I don't like that shit. I come from the music industry. I've been around millionaires since I was fucking 22 years old. So I can't stand when you get these new age motherfuckers to be online. Well, you're not doing it like this person, and that person's terrible, and they worship the Baphomet and all this other shit they make up and then start these rumors about people, and people allow it to fester. And I just don't understand that. You know what I mean? A lot of these artists that y'all be trying to put y'all beckon and curses on to y'all cauldron, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these artists employ a whole bunch of black and Latin people and women. And women. I'm going to say it one more time. And women. You know how many broads Beyonce got on tour with her? No, and she showed up. Just to make sure it's clear. You know how many, when y'all shitting on a lot of these artists, I'm trying to tell you something. This is what I'm saying. When y'all taking a dump on a lot of these artists, please be aware of the economics that y'all talking about, right? If somebody chooses to do music, that's their life choice. You don't have the choice to yank that from them because you don't see that fully undone. I just don't like that attitude. Like, I don't like that person, so I'm going to make sure everybody else doesn't like him. No, you have a problem with it. So you handle it. You understand what I'm saying? And this is how these things, they happen with these artists. And I just say, keep in mind, these artists hire black and Latin people. Tons of them. Do you know how many broads are running with Beyonce at all times? Huh? She got a back. Listen, Beyonce got, excuse me, ladies, if I insult any of y'all, I just got to say it the way it is. She got a backup bitch for a backup bitch for a backup bitch that do hair. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know how much fucking money she's worth? So, and I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? So all these chicks that get online and talk all that shit, she got a backup chick for a backup chick for a backup chick. I don't do all that cocky shit. Motherfucker, I live in Connecticut. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do all that cocky shit and, we're getting it. I know that talk when I hear it from a mile away. I'm just like, first thing cut in my mind, oh, this nigga ain't gonna have money for long. This nigga ain't gonna have nothing for long. You understand what I'm saying? I can already, I'm trying to tell you, listen, even before then, I was in a very prosperous clique of a group of men that made a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? That's noted in the papers. You understand what I'm saying? 4 times over. So I've always been around since I was a young kid. I've always been around people that was getting money. So it was like, and I'm talking about real money. Like, I'm not talking about like a couple $100 and shit like that. A lot of like some people you can give them $100, they be alright. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about type of money like that. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars at 4 or 5 different locations in 4 or 5 different states. It was different. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about it now. It was over. You know what I'm saying? But back in them days, people used to take off and they go to other states. That's what we did. You know what I mean? So we made a lot of fucking money. And I ended up getting taken down, whatever, and maybe it might have been at one of the best times. You know what I'm saying? Because after that, shortly after that, I got with the record label. So, you know, it is what it is. But just be careful and be cautious when y'all out here trying to get these artists, especially black artists, trying to get them canceled, whatever y'all want to call it or whatever. Because please understand, you're attributing to the unemployment line. Now, the last time I checked, black American women, at least back last time I checked, back in, I think it was November, 386,000 jobs have been lost. Now, you can go look those demographics up yourself. I ain't got to make up nothing, and I don't hope that on you. But that's the demographics. So, if that's $386,000, I mean 386,000 jobs lost or whatever, is going to fluctuate more, you goddamn better believe it is. You're going to need these men in a minute. Trust me on this. You may not see it right now, but trust me on this, ladies. You're going to need your men more than any time. Because you know what I see happening with the Chud, the builders, and guys like that? I see sooner or later they're going to start attacking the women. And that's when it gets different. I told shit to black people on here all the time. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Fuck you. I do. You know what I mean? I make no mistake about it. If you ever ask me about it, I'll be like, yo, fuck yeah, I said it. If that's what you were worried about, fuck yeah, I said it. But y'all don't know me at all. You think you do. But regardless of that, I'm never going to let some motherfucker sit up there and beat up on some black chicks or Latin chicks in front of me. Now, that'll never happen. If I could do something about it. And I think that's what's going to happen. And I say this because, listen to me when I tell you this. There's a clip I got to touch for y'all later on, right? And it's crazy with the clip because it's with Jack Lane. This is his second time out there in LA or whatever, right? I said, all right, fuck yeah. He's out there, but this was different. He's bringing some dudes with him. And these guys that he's bringing with him, they're violent. One of the guys punched a chick in the mouth. Now, this is a point where we need some gang members and shit. Just hear me out on this. Just hear me out. This is the time when we need some motherfucking the local neighborhood Crips, whoever the fuck else. This is what y'all was made for. Community resistance and progress. This motherfucker is coming to the town now twice. He came here too. You understand? Now, I don't care if you agree with his politics. I'm not a politics separator. I don't give a shit what you believe in. What I have a problem with is when you start getting antagonistic about your inquiries, when you start becoming a nuisance with your inquiries and your moves, when you start becoming a jerk about your inquiries and moves, when you start becoming a pestilence with your idols and moves or whatever. And I just don't see black people doing that. I just don't see Latinos for the most part doing that either. The average nigga that I know goes on and bonds his own fucking business. I live in Connecticut and I'm not surrounded by nothing. 40% of my state is Italian American. Everybody that I mostly know is either Greek or Italian. The majority of them. I got one, Papadonasio, Vaco, Granopolis. These are my fucking friends. So trust me, as somebody that grew up like that, most motherfucking black people are not looking to bother some fucking body. So who's ever creating these narrative or superimposing situations, may I point out, Charlie Kirk got killed by a white man. And he was raised by a white woman. All right? The motherfucker that tried to kill Trump, he was raised by a white woman. Now that's Jack Lane's philosophy. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, you have the right to preach whatever philosophy you do. God bless a fuck America. But what you don't have the right to do is antagonize people. And I think that's the wrong part about it. And I'm kind of scared because, like I said, in this video clip that I got, there's a guy that's in his crew that punches a chick. Now they jumped on him or whatever, but I was like, yo, how you gonna punch the chick? Like, and the chick wasn't even doing nothing. Like, that been my sister, your son, for real. Listen, y'all would have seen that motherfucker again on my mama. I've been like, yo, all right, officer, let's just go on here. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get it over with. You know what I mean? My head's behind my back, officer. Here go the gun. You know what I'm saying? It had to be done, officer. You know what I'm saying? Punch my motherfucking sister in the mouth. It'll be the last person you punch. So that was real disturbing for me because groups like that, they tend to get violent. And that's what I don't like about it. So I got to say this real quick, and I'm gonna get off of here, whatever, because this is gonna be a little politics section. So if you don't like politics or whatever, hey, I get it, whatever the case may be, right? Trump. Let me explain something real quick. Let me explain. I'm gonna talk about this later, whatever. With all Trump supporters, separatist supporters, whatever the fuck you are, I couldn't give a fuck less. I'm American. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you're first generation American and you're joining forces with poor white trash, then that's what you deserve. But once they deal with us, they'll deal with your brown ass, or they'll deal with your yellow ass too. You understand what I'm saying? As they did once before. Let's not forget, all the Latin America was colonized by the Spanish conquistadors. There's a beautiful movie called Apocalypto. I used to tell people, watch it all the time. At the very end of it, you see these beautiful Indian people, and they see the Spanish conquistadors. They stop fighting, the Mayan Indians. They stop fighting because the Spanish conquistadors are coming in on their ships. There's a famous Spanish family. Permiso para gente latino, tú sabes, permiso, respetando. There's a famous family you can go look up. They're called the Habsburg family, okay? Habsburg family. Go look them up. The Habsburg family, they were Spanish colonizers, right? Hold on one second, let me move. They were Spanish colonizers, right? I had to move out the way. Dump truck coming in. They were Spanish colonizers, right? And this is the thing. They had inbreeded with each other so much, they developed something that's called Habsburg joint. You go look this up for yourself, Habsburg joint. And some of them, in fact, ended up having like a blue skin tone. There's a family that's in Kentucky. They're the same thing. They inbreeded so much that their blood turned, they didn't have the hemoglobin. That's what it is. And it's the same thing you have with like scurvy. I think at one time when your blood wouldn't clog. It's all about hemoglobin or whatever the case may be. Anyway, long story short, skip all that. Long story short, this Habsburg family, also included with this Kentucky family, are one of few that were trying to keep the lineage alive or whatever. It's noted that the Habsburgs, the Spanish conquistador family, they inbreeded over 13 fucking generations. I swear to God. 13 generations of inbreeding. 13 industries, all right? 13 generations of cousin fucking. A lot of you not. So when you get a lot of these people that come out and they're on these laws, give me 1 second. When you get a lot of these people and they come out on these blogs and things like that, one thing that you got to remember about them is this. A lot of these people that are joining into these conversations, and they happen to be white or they happen to be whatever they are, they're joining into these conversations. You got to understand a couple things about them. One, you got to learn how to separate poor white trash from stand-up white folks. I know it's hurting a lot of white people in here, but let me explain to you. As somebody that live in Connecticut, what you very quickly become to identify as poor white trash and stand-up white people. Trust me, anybody in the state knows it, even white people. You understand what I'm saying? We know the difference between somebody that's out in the sticks. Like, I'll put y'all onto something. Y'all know Myron from Fresh and Fit? Okay, Myron's from New Britain. Now, I'm not shitting on New Britain or whatever the case may be, but New Britain's got some bad history to it. They had a mayor, his name was Mayor Giordano. This probably happened back in, I don't know, 98, 99, something like that. You go look it up. Mayor Giordano had a prostitute bringing him a little 13-year-old girl for years. They gave him a long time. Our state's governor went to jail. Our governor went to jail. You understand what I'm saying? So that area over there in New Britain has always been considered by the most of the rest of the state is kind of like the armpit part of the state. Like that's what people used to say. That's the armpit of Connecticut, or like Bridgeport. They say the same thing about Bridgeport. That's the armpit of Connecticut. And in some ways they justify, but not really. But because there's some good parts over there too. Like Black Rock is in Bridgeport. That's a nice area. Anyway, it's not the most greatest of places or whatever. If you go look at the demographics, you'll see it's rather, I don't know, modestly poor if you want to say or whatever, but it's a great place. It's not a bad place. I've been to New Britain a couple of times or whatever. It's a cool place. Would I live there? Fuck no. But I know New Britain. So that's where Myron from Fresh and Fit is from. So he's from Connecticut. Shout out to Myron. Except for I got one bit with you. I will say this about Myron for Fresh. If it has being somebody from Connecticut and somebody that lived in New Britain, I gotta say this to you, as somebody that lived in Connecticut and know Connecticut very well. Um, One of the problems I have is some of the people that you have on your show. Like you had some dude, some fat fuck that was on that other night named Alan something or whatever that was openly saying the N word in front of these black girls, and you kind of like, like you know, like let me give you an example. I don't care what the chick is. You understand what I'm saying? Like when they had situations where I done seen dudes that we hung out with or whatever. You get out of line with a chick and to get out too much out of line, we'll fuck you up. You understand what I'm saying? So you're not gonna hit up, beat up on girls in front of us or whatever, because we'll bust you up. So I want to say this the right way. You know what? Let me skip that because then it end up being in. Yeah, let me skip that. Let me skip that part. I'll talk about that part another time. Because if I talk about that right now, I know what the guidelines are doing and all that. I don't want to take the video being slightly demonetized and all that shit. Yo, we be slaves on this fucking app. I swear to God. Y'all make sure y'all hit up the Cash App too. $STRINGERBELL80. I forgot to mention that. I told y'all, listen, so this one's on me, all right? But make no mistake about it. I think some people make the mistake and think I live in New York. I don't live in New York. I live in Connecticut, but I live in a part of Connecticut that's close to here. So that's why y'all see me here so often. But at the same time, make sure y'all donate to the Cash App, support the channel so we can keep on moving, motivating, you know, all that or whatever. It's just for travel course. We ain't trying to buy no new cars. We ain't trying to buy no new clothes or whatever. I monetize, so I'm good for that, but we only get paid on this bitch once a month. So if you're a creator, you know what I'm talking about. If you monetize, some of y'all be on here blogging for free. Y'all be on here talking all kinds of shit, acting like Scooby-Doo and everything else. Y'all doing it for free. Get your page monetized. That's the biggest thing. I want to make this announcement to some of y'all too. I just want to talk about a couple little things real quick and then I'm gonna get up out of here. I got the 15 minutes or even inside the hour. Then I got another live coming up right after this, so make sure y'all tune in. I want one game to stop being played with any creator. I don't care who the creator is. You understand what I'm saying? And there's some of y'all I don't like. Word of my mother, I don't like you. You understand what I'm saying? And probably if I saw you, something gonna happen. But with that said aside, right? With that put aside, I want to say this. I don't think any person on this app, because the strings and shit that we have to go through, how many times did y'all have to wait for your check if your page is monetized? Huh? It ain't even the, listen, they do the tally at the 21st of the month or the 28th. So usually because of the amount of followers that I got or whatever, they do mine around about the 28th. So that's when after that, they'll either pay you between the 21st and the 28th. Anybody that's a creator, y'all know this. So what happens is sometimes it'll stall. You thinking you getting it that day, it'll be like, oh shit, they ain't drop it? And you better have direct deposit, you're gonna be hurt. But it ain't even to the 21st yet, and I already did 1.3 million views on this channel. So I'm like, yo, you would think that 1.3 million views would be a lot of money, right? It's really not. It's like, we do it by CPM and RPM. It's two different acronyms. I forgot what, cost per measure, whatever, metric, whatever the fuck it is. But anyway, long story short, that's how we get paid. So basically, if your video generates like, 25 cents per 1,000 views, or it could generate a couple dollars per 1,000 views. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what the video, the subject, everything is about. And it's a toss up in the air all the time. That's why I don't pinpoint my material like that and say, okay, well, this is the thing that's trending right now, so I'm going to do this. Because you might end up putting all your bags into that one, and that's not the one that's popping. For you. I've done it a million times. That's why y'all, you know what I mean? I don't know what I just did to the screen. Let me see something. I turned the comments down. So hold on. I'm going to push all y'all in here so I can see all y'all messages. There we go. I turn the comments off sometimes because some people act stupid. Hey, yo, your shirt. Is that yours? Look like yours? Look like yours to mine? I don't know. All right, I was trying to tell this chick she dropped the shirt. She kept it moving. I don't know. Okay, I gonna go. I yell at you 2 times. Hey yo, you don't get a second time. Tough luck. It's New York. You know what I'm saying? Be glad you got twice. Anyway, what was I at? I was just getting ready to say some phenomenal shit. I don't support nobody to be on here trying to jack other people for making money. I think that's some sucker shit, and I think it needs to stop. Like, I seen some shit the other day, whatever. I just ain't really reacted to it because I know that's the intention of the person that's doing it or whatever. But I just said this, man. Yo, man, get some help, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta do that, man. You gotta get some help. Something ain't all the way together with you, bro. For real. That's all I say about that. Something ain't all together. Because anybody that dedicates themselves to this having repeated stories about somebody online and they don't know the person, they've never been around them, and it's all in a deterrent to try to make sure they don't make any money. I'm like, what kind of like person is that? Like, that's somebody that's a little really boil it down to it. That's somebody that's demented. You know what I mean? Like, you take pleasure in seeing people in torment, or what you perceive as torment. You ain't put me in torment, but I'm just saying, like, you do that. And it's almost like you're being a bully, but you're being a bully online. That's why you got a fake profile, fake name, or whatever. Because I've tested that many of times. I pulled up to listen. One person, if y'all remember on the channel, it's still up here. One person was challenging me or whatever down in Maryland. I said, "Oh, word." Well, it was what he said. It was what they said. That's what made me drive. Well, I ain't drive down there. Some people's drive down there. That's what made us go down there. I was like, yo, who the fuck are you talking to like that? Dead ass serious. So yeah, I don't play that shit. Little as I am, I don't play that shit. I don't like shit like that, taunting people, trying to start beef with people that you don't know, because you can fuck around. Like, let me give you an example. You don't know who the fuck I am. That's the most dangerous thing about me, because I spent so many years being around rich motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? Do you know the amount of motherfuckers that I know? If you did, you would pay attention when people that know me in the chat, and they'd be like, yo, he ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? I can really have something done to you if I wanted to. And I'm trying to be a calm person about it. And that's how most of y'all want to encourage y'all to be calm about it. But don't let these people that are online, that make up rumors about you, spread stuff about you, whatever. These people are sweethearts. These are soft people. Nobody generally decent. And I don't understand how y'all circle around people like that, because nobody generally decent comes up and sits around on the internet all day. What lie can I make up today? What rumor can I circulate today? Somebody that does that is a sucker. That's why I said you got a fake profile, you got a fake name, because you know offline I'll fuck you up. Now, we had tested that. I tested that the other day. Remember the other day? Listen, I'm not some murderer. I'm not a killer. I've never killed anybody. I'm an innocent bystander in the world. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to be careful out here. Some people that might do something to you. You understand what I'm saying? Might be some people that do something to you. So I would suggest a lot of people stop playing the little games online with people and trolling people, whatever. It's kind of like if you over 35 and you troll, it'd be some motherfuckers that been on here for 14 years. I'm like, you spent 14 years on this app and ain't realize you can make money on this bitch? You spent 14, I don't understand the psychology of somebody that's been on an app for 14 years and never realized they can make some money off the app. That's craziness to me. Like, you bugged out. You a different type of dumb. You understand what I'm saying? So, any nigga that's sitting online, fucking with niggas, whatever, I don't know, man. Yeah, man, I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, y'all gotta stop that shit. That shit, it's gotta be like psycho at this moment. You know what I mean? For niggas sitting online 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, trolling the motherfucker. And these is grown ass men most of the time. You understand what I'm saying? So, listen, at 3 o'clock in the morning, you should be laying up next to some cheeks. If you ain't, I'm testing your whole shit. No wonder you ain't got your real name in here. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't either. You feel me? So let's be respectful on this app. I don't get up on here dissing nobody or whatever. I come up here and preach some good gospel like I wanted to do about Jay-Z today and commemorate him for coming back here to this beautiful city. Right behind me, if y'all don't know, this is Universal Music Group. You know what I'm saying? This is where Jay started. I want to pay homage to that real quick before I get up off of here. This is where Jay and all them in this building, you know what I'm saying? Def Jam is now, but this is where they got their significance, was with Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? So to commemorate, you know what I'm saying, 30 years of Reasonable Doubt, man, I wanted to come up here or whatever. I'll do a couple other joints or whatever. There's a couple other locations like I usually do. But like I say, I must emphasize that y'all support the Cash App, things like that, because that's how we keep it moving. There's a lot of events happening, so make sure y'all involved in it or whatever. And I'll bring y'all some artists on here and everything else, but I just need y'all to get your contributions to the Cash App or whatever. Right now I'm traveling, so make sure you consider right now. You know what I'm saying? It'll be one of those moments. Other than that, man, that's all I wanted to say about Jay. I'm gonna give me a coffee in me, and then what I do is I'm gonna get a coffee real quick, and then after that, I'm gonna do another one for you. So make sure y'all tune into that. So a couple of y'all are gonna get some invites from me. All right. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to circumnavigate the 30,000 I got over here. I'm trying to take them to a different location because there's some great people on this channel, and it's getting fucked up by new subscribers. I've got new subscribers coming in, and I don't know these people. There's certain people that I know them. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been with me for like 5 years. I'm irregular because it didn't take me 15 years or 10 years or even 7 years. It took me literally 2 years to gather the amount of subscribers that I got. And most people, they won't see that in the lifetime of their channel. So a lot of people, they'll get befuddled by that. Like, it's not really a good idea. And somebody told me that too. It's a way that you can hide how many subscribers you got on your page, and I think I'm gonna do that. Because I think that's what entices a lot of people to come over and start fucking with people and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's unnecessary, dog. Like, especially if I don't know you. That'd be the crazy shit to me. I'd be like, homie, I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and then they be having like little gangs of people that'll sit with them and shit. I'd be like, yo, that's just crazy. Like, I really, and this sounds paranoid as shit, but I really believe, because this is what I say, there's like 2 or 3 people that show up, right, at my page. And it's like, there is no way in hell you showed up at my page. Because I go through like, there's a way, y'all don't know, but there's a way I can go through my subscribers. I'll look through my subscribers and I'll recognize certain names and shit. And I'll be like, all right, I know this person, I know this person. But it'll be like one person that's got a fake name. And then like on top of that, they'll have like a color and just a letter. And I'll be like, I don't know who this motherfucker is. And then they just saying all kinds of crazy shit to you. And I'm like, yo, all right, well, let's meet up. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna happen, but I don't know. I just find that shit just low budget, man. Just sitting around trolling people. So stop trolling people. Stop flagging people. All them sucker moves are about to get penalized. And one thing I will say about my state, I'm gonna put it up for y'all, but I would suggest that you look into Connecticut cyberbullying laws and look at them very, very, very carefully. And I'm helping you out right now. I will look at them very, 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 very carefully. You understand what I'm saying? You might be surprised. So let's just cut out the picking on people, trying to deter people from donating to people. All that. It's getting kind of trashy now, man. Anyway, make sure y'all do hit up my Cash App, though, $STRINGERBELL80. You know, help me, I'm poor. That's crazy. When did we start getting like that? When niggas is like, yo, don't donate to this person, don't donate. But we giving $40,000 to bitches that say they got hit with a brick. Y'all make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? You remember the chick that said she got hit with a brick? They gave that chick $40,000. She came up here and went to Jamaica with the money. Like, give me 40 grand. See what I do with it. They gave this chick 40 grand, and she went shopping with it, and she went and got fucking, what's the name, hair done, shit like that. Like nigga shit. Same thing with what's her name, Bro Willa? Bro Willa did the same shit. They gave her $5,000. She was screaming for $5,000. They gave her $5,000. What she do? She fucked the game up. You understand? So when you get people that ain't used to shit, you give them money like that, like you're always gonna lose. That's what I'm seeing. I saw the money get spent. I saw the money get wasted. Bro Rilla did the same thing. That the chick from Somalia, she did the same thing with the 40,000. The chick, Gorilla Glue girl, that gave her 40,000. So I said, until we start having those conversations, I don't think you should have anything to say about me. You mean it's okay to give a girl $40,000? But I'm telling y'all, just hit some travel money on here. Y'all gotta make that make sense. And people that think like that, there's something wrong with them, bro. Anyway, let me get up out of here. I'll talk to y'all in a few.